Today, I'm going to show you a complete beginner's guide of the iPhone SE. I'm going to show you some of my favorite tips, tricks, and hidden features allowing you to leave this video as an iPhone SE expert. Let's get started. On the front of the packaging here, you see an image of the device itself. On the side, it says iPhone. It's got the Apple logo, iPhone, and some stats on the back. With two pill straps, we'll go ahead and peel those off. Just like that, you'll rip them from left to right, and you'll be able to open up the box. So we'll go ahead and peel this other strap off. We rip it off just like that, and then we turn the box around, lift it up, and there is our iPhone, just like that. So we can go ahead and use this pull strap right here to go ahead and pull up the iPhone and put it to the side. And then inside, you've got very minimalistic packaging designed by Apple in California. You've got some SIM eject tool here. We can go ahead and take that out, and some iPhone stuff, and then one of the last iPhones to have Apple stickers on the boxes. So we can go ahead and take the Apple sticker out, and you've got your normal safety information and iPhone guide there. Then you've also got the charging connector. So this charging connector uses Lightning right here. You plug this up into the bottom of the phone, and you plug the other end, USB-C, into the computer or your power brick. And that's what's inside the box that we have on our brand new iPhone SE. So very simple packaging here. We can go ahead and now take a look at the phone itself. I'm going to go ahead and close the box up, and let's take a look at what we have right here on the phone. So we've got this plastic covering over it, and it lets us know what all the ports are on the phone. So we've got our silence switch at the top. You can see right here is where our silence switch is. We can bring that down to silence the phone, and you'll see that color pop up, and you can bring it back up to unsilence the phone, just like that. You got your volume up and your volume down. Volume up, volume down. You've got your Touch ID fingerprint reader or sensor right here in the middle with the home button. You've got your charging port right here at the very bottom, next to the speakers grills and the microphones. You've got the SIM eject tool right here, the SIM card tray that you can use the SIM eject tool to eject and insert your SIM card right there. And then you've got the power button, power. So that's a tour of your iPhone SE, and of course you've got things like the camera, the flash, you've got the camera up here for the FaceTime camera, the speaker to hear audio on phone calls. We can go ahead and lift this up and remove the plastic from the iPhone SE just like that. So in order to go ahead and turn this on and boot it up for the first time, you're going to hold down the right power button right here until the Apple logo comes on, and just like that, we've got our first boot. So it's very simple to get started with this iPhone, and in today's beginner's guide, we're going to go over from step A to Z on how to set up this iPhone and use it for the very first time. So we've got the Apple logo, it's booting up, it's on a black screen, and then it says hello, and starts to say hello in various different languages for us. And then all you have to do to get started is just press this home button once. So you press it once, and it brings you to a screen where you can select your language. So I've got English right here at the very top. If you have a different language that you want to set up this iPhone in, you can go ahead and select it. You can scroll down and select whichever language you want to use. I'll go ahead and press English. And next up is select your country or region. So for me, the United States is at the very top. You can go ahead and select whichever region or country that you're from, and you just tap it once, and you're on to the next stage of the setup process. Next up, it wants us to review the appearance of our phone. By default, it looks like this. We can slide it over and have a more medium appearance where the text gets a little thicker, or we can move it over to large where it gets even bigger. So you've got three modes right here. You've got large, you've got medium, and you've got default. For the purpose of this video, I'm going to go ahead and leave it on default, but if you do like your appearance and your text screen sizes to be on the medium or large, you can go over and slide it to that level and press this blue continue button to move forward. So I'm going to go scroll over to default, hit the blue continue button, and next up is quick start. Now, if you have a phone nearby that you used to use and you're now using a brand new one, you can bring it into play and use quick start to transfer all of your settings. All you have to do is just bring your phone next to it, and we can maybe even give a demo of this. Let's see. If I was to bring my iPhone closer to the quick start section right here, it's It uses a combination of wireless technologies to where it will allow me to set up and transfer my phone. So I can set up my new phone and transfer current settings. So you'll need to unlock your old iPhone in order to do this, and then hit the buttons on the screen to do that. So if you do have an older iPhone or older iPad or older iOS device, and it's running iOS or later, it can use Bluetooth and wireless technologies to transfer what was on your old phone or your old device to this new one. You just bring it next to it and you press the little sign to unlock and follow the on-screen instructions to quick start and quickly wirelessly transfer your settings. I'm going to go ahead and press the setup without another device, the blue text at the very bottom. So you'll want to press this if you do not have an older device that you're transferring from, or if you just want to have a fresh start. So I'll go ahead and press this blue setup without another device button right there. And next up it says choose Wi-Fi network. So you can scroll down, you can select your Wi-Fi network. I'm going to go off camera and type in my password really quickly here to stay secure. And then I'm going to press the join. And then it's going to start connecting to my wireless network just like this. So it's got the little loading sign and the check mark, and we're good to go. So you type in your Wi-Fi password, you click join, and then it moves on to the screen where it's going to take a few minutes to activate your phone. So it'll talk to Apple servers, and then you're good to go. That took less than 30 seconds. Next up, Apple is informing us about their data and privacy icon in their collection. Anytime Apple decides to collect your data, this icon with these two human people right here will appear, and it only collects information that's needed for specific features or secure Apple services or personalized experiences. So it's just letting us know about their data collection privacy policy there, and you can go ahead and click the learn more link or the text at the bottom if you want to learn more, or you can go ahead and hit continue if you're good to go. So we're good to go on this. We'll press this blue continue button to move forward with setting up our iPhone. In today's sponsored segment, we're going to be taking a look at Clarity AI, an incredible email tool that allows you to organize your email using artificial intelligence. You can have intelligent labels, an email AI assistant, and more. Let's check it out. All you have to do is just click the link in the description and sign in with your Google account. And then you just select your Google account, you authorize it, you hit the continue button, and you'll have to provide permissions. So you'll select all. This means that it can access things like your contacts, it can see your calendar, it can read and compose email for you. And you'll go ahead and select all here, and then go ahead and press the continue button in order to give Clarity AI access to your email inbox, and it will synchronize. So it says the first synchronization may take a while. You can see there it took less than a few seconds. I've only got a few emails in my inbox, and here I am presented with the Clarity AI homepage with a lovely briefing on the dashboard and today's schedule. You can see here it's already tapped into my content calendar and lets me know that I have content planning scheduled in about 20 minutes for about an hour. So your full schedule will be laid out right here as soon as you log in. You can have your to-dos on the right side, and then you've got your briefing of all of your emails. So you can see it found one important email that we granted access to Clarity AI, and it just wants to make sure that we, granted that ourselves. So we can click on it. If we did not grant access to it, then we can check activity and secure the account. And then over here, you've got your basic email options. You can reply, or you can forward it. You can hit the three dots at the top to block that that domain or the sender. Let's take a look at to-dos within Clarity AI. Now, when I go over to the mail section in the top left, I can check my email. And say I click on an email, I've got an invitation right here for a business brunch. And I may want to create a to-do based off of this, like a reminder to attend the business brunch. And all I have to do is just press this blue link that says set a to-do/schedule. And when I go ahead and click on that, it goes ahead and starts talking in this chatbot format, and it starts to think about what to do will need to be generated. So it's like, hey, you can have a to-do for Thursday, January 23rd to attend business brunch with Karen. And you have to press this blue check mark right here, or the check text, I should say. You press that once, and then it adds it right over to the calendar, which is pretty impressive. Just like that, attend business brunch with Karen. So really cool that you can come in here and add to-dos right on, strictly from your email. Say we're reading this email about smarter Ask AI for smart work with Plot. Maybe I want to generate some notes for this or generate a to-do here. I can type in here, make to-do for Ask AI feature. And just with Clarity AI, it's like a chat bot. You can communicate to it. Create a reminder to explore the features of Ask AI for smarter workflows. You press this link right here that's blue that says set a to-do and schedule. You press it one time, and then it says, hey, here's the activity you might need. It generates the to-do and titles it perfectly for me that says explore the features of Ask AI for smarter workflows. And then to confirm this to-do, you press the blue check text that's right below that to-do, and it adds it right onto your calendar. Explore the features of Ask AI for smarter workflows. A really cool feature that they've added to Clarity AI, where you can add to-dos straight from the chatbot within the email assistant to your calendar and always be prepared on your home screen to know what's next and what to do. You can go over to your to-dos, and you can also add manual to-dos, and the to-do list section is right here on the bottom left section right here of the icons. And if we want to, we can press this plus button in the top right. We can add a to-do manually, and we can come in here and say review policy for new procedure and save this to-do just like that. So you can add multiple to-dos, whether it's through using the AI chatbot assistant within Clarity AI while you're checking email, or you can manually add them. Really cool features that they baked right in. Another cool feature that they have baked right into Clarity AI is the filtered section, and this is actually coming soon. When you click on filtered within your mail, you're going to be able to go up here to the top right, and you can see that there's a little icon right here. You can press this icon, and it will allow you to create filtered sections, customized filtered sections within your email. For example, say you're getting a lot of emails related to university and your classes and your registration, tuition, and maybe you want a specific filter that categorizes all of these emails into one section. You can go ahead and create this filter. All you have to do is just hit this plus button at the top, and then you can come here and describe that filter. And we've already done that. We can press the edit button right here and see how we described that. We named it university emails, and we put a description in. And now with this filter turned on, anytime we get an email regarding anything that matches this criteria, it'll be automatically filtered. And that way you can use AI to clean out your inbox a lot smarter. Say for us, we want to filter emails for brands. We can press this plus button and type in brand partnerships, and then say any brands asking about rate cards can come into this filter. And then we press OK. And now we've added an additional filter called brand partnerships. Now anyone that emails us or sends us an email to this address, Clarity AI will use this filtered setting that's customized based off what we told it about, using artificial intelligence to smartly analyze your email and filter it out for you. You can see that you've got your filters at the very top right here. You can check spam, you can check promotion, you can check university emails, brand partnerships. You can check whichever ones you want on, and if it meets that filter criteria, it'll show up right here within Clarity AI. It's got our filters over here for labels on the left, so we can see things for travel, invitation, or financial. I can click on invitation, and it shows that invitation that I was sent to see about business. The business branch. So you've got your full email inbox right here, powered by artificial intelligence, where you can come in here and check out the latest tools, your schedule, your to-dos, and more. You can click on an email. You've got this lovely sidebar, and then you can come over here and generate notes. It uses AI to be able to look up stuff for you. So really cool tech stack that they've got here, and we can come over here and see our general notes that we've created, and we can come over here and see our to-dos. So if we want to add a to-do, we can come up to the top right, we can hit the to-do button and say review security measures tonight, and then we can add a due date on that for tonight at 7 p.m. and confirm and save that. Now that we've added this to-do in here, when we head back to the home page, we'll see our to-do pop up right there. Review security measure tonight based off that email that I just received. So you can come over here, click on your calendar. You can see all your calendar events, the holidays. It even puts the to-do on the calendar. Really cool, just like that. Really helpful if you have a lot of to-dos and a lot of things on your calendar. So this is Clarity AI, a preview into what it looks like to use artificial intelligence to monitor your email inbox. You can sign up for Clarity AI today using the link in the description and check it out, and sync your email inbox to it. You can create your to-dos, you can review your content schedule, and use AI to analyze different emails. So we can click on here. You can see here are some tools that you may need just based off this. We can generate notes. We can say if it aligns with our interests, or we can ask more information. So really cool software that they've created right here, Clarity AI, that you can check out today using the link in the description. So next up, it's asking us, do we want to set up this iPhone for ourselves, or do we want to set it up for a child in the family? So if you have a kid that's going to be using this iPhone, you can set it up for them by pressing this blue text at the bottom that says set up for a child in my family. If you're setting it up for yourself, you'll want to press this blue button at the top right here that says set up for myself. Now, there's a big difference here. If you select set up for a child, it's going to have you set up things like a child account and parent controls for this phone. Compared to if you press the blue button, it's going to skip all that and you're going to set it up as an adult versus setting up parent controls. So I'm going to go ahead and press this top blue button and show you how to set this up for yourself. You just press that blue button once, and then next up is the Touch ID screen. So Touch ID uses the fingerprint reader that's built into the iPhone right here underneath the home button. And all you do is just you put your finger on it. You can see it's already started to capture my fingerprint. So you just put your thumb on it, or your index finger, or whichever thumb or finger that you want to be read. You can just put it on and tap it on, and it will vibrate. And it'll make little vibrations and complete the scan. And then next up, it wants you to adjust your grip. So now you want to tap the edges of your fingerprint with the Touch ID reader. So we'll press this blue continue button, and now we want to get the edges, the edges around our thumb or our index finger or whichever finger we're using. So you just lightly tap those edges, and then you're good to go. And just like that, in less than a minute and a half there, we have set up Touch ID. It's ready to go, and our fingerprint can be used to unlock this phone. We'll just press this blue continue button to move on to the next step. So next up, it wants us to create a passcode. So an iPhone passcode keeps your phone secure. You will need to enter it in times where Touch ID does not work, or even to activate Touch ID, the fingerprint reader, in certain times. Every 24 hours it asks you to re-authenticate with an iPhone passcode. So this is an important passcode to remember. So it says Touch ID provides the convenience and security of fingerprint access. Occasionally, your passcode will be required for validation. So for the purposes of this video, I'll go ahead and type in a very bad password. And it says this password can be easily guessed. So how about we change this passcode? I'll type in a better passcode off camera, but for you, you'll want to type in a very secure password, one that cannot be easily guessed, one that your family members and no one knows except you, to keep your device completely secure and safe. This next up is going to ask you to type in your passcode for a second time, so you'll want to re-enter your passcode. So I'll go ahead and re-enter my passcode, and it'll save it just like that. So it's got the little loading bar at the very top, and we are good to go. So next up, it's asking us if we want to transfer information. So we can transfer our applications and data. If we have, an existing iCloud backup, say we had a phone that was backed up in the cloud, or say we want to connect another phone manually, or if we want to connect data from a Mac or PC, or even better, say we're switching from Android, we can go ahead and select that. So if you have any data that you're transferring over from your phone, you can go ahead and select either of these options, and it will walk you through on-step processes, step by step, on how to transfer that data from that previous device or the device that you're currently using. If you do not have any data to transfer, go ahead and select the last option that says don't transfer anything. You'll press this button once, and now you'll be presented with the next phase of setting up your iPhone, which is an Apple account. An Apple account will allow you to use things like the App Store, iCloud, and other Apple services. So I highly recommend setting up an Apple account if you do not have one. You can go over here and hit other sign-in options. You can use multiple accounts if you want to, or you can use another device. And then you can come in here and just go ahead and tap on the email or phone number. So if you don't have an Apple account, just hit forgot password or don't have an account. You press that link, that text right there, and then it allows you to reset your password if you forgot it, create a free account, or if you don't want to set up an Apple account at all, you can say set up later in settings. However, I highly recommend setting up an Apple account because it gets you access to all of these cool features, such as syncing your data with iCloud, selecting apps and downloading them from the App Store, shopping on the iTunes Store, accessing your photos with iCloud Photos, sending unlimited text messages with iMessage, and making phone calls with FaceTime, and shopping for your favorite books and syncing bookmarks across devices. So the Apple account gives you a lot of features onto your new iPhone, and if you do not set up an Apple account with it, some of the features that you may run into may be limited or may not work. So I highly recommend setting up an Apple account. For me, I'm going to go ahead and type in my Apple account here, and we'll type in my password off camera to stay secure, but I'll just type in my Apple account, and then you can do the same thing on your device. So after you type in the Apple account, it's going to ask you for what that password is, and it'll look like this. So you'll have your Apple account in the very front, and then it'll ask you for your password. I'm going to go ahead and type in my password off camera to stay secure. That way, I keep my data private and secure. And then I'll go ahead and press the continue button, and it wants me to verify with the code. So it sends a code to my other Apple devices since I do have other devices. So I'm going to go ahead and do this off camera to stay secure. I'm going to go ahead and send myself a code, and then it's going to send me a code to my other phone that's logged into this exact same Apple ID. And then I can type in that code on to the new phone. And this is just security verification, what's called two-step verification, which allows it to only make sure that I'm logged in and authorized by me. That way no one else can log in. So we've got terms and conditions. You'll need to agree to these in order to move forward. If you disagree, you won't be able to use the services. So now we can sign in. I've typed in my passcode. I've authorized with two-step verification. It sent me a code to my previous phone, and I was able to authenticate it. And now I'm getting access to all of these Apple services like Photos, Files, App Store, and more. So now it wants me to enter the passcode on the other iPhone. So I can go ahead and enter my passcode on the other iPhone. Alright, so I've gone ahead, I've entered the passcode for a different phone. You've got multiple phones here on the iCloud. I've logged into this iCloud account with multiple devices, so it wants me to stay secure and make sure that I can only access my iCloud data with the correct authorization. So I had to type in my old iPhone passcode. You can see that it's processing here at the very top. And then it's eventually going to unlock the iCloud data and allow me to use it on this new phone. So if you don't know that old iPhone passcode, if you are running into this issue, you will need to press that text there in the blue that says don't know iPhone passcode. That will walk you through the steps one by one to moving forward. So now it should be unlocking all of the protected iCloud data that was on my older iPhones and allowing me to use that data on this new iPhone. So now I can come in here and see I can make this my new phone. Here's everything it had on my old phone. So normally you would just hit the blue continue button, but I'm going to walk through this stuff one by one with you. So I'm going to go ahead and press the customize button to go through all of these very different settings. We press customize like this. And next up, it wants to know if we want to update our iPhone automatically. I'm going to go ahead and press this blue continue button. I like to have the secure updates all the time, so it's great to have automatic updates on. If you don't want automatic updates, you can go ahead and press the only download automatically, and that way it won't install them automatically. But I'll go ahead and press continue. Next up is location services. Highly recommend turning on location services so you can use the GPS within apps on your phone. I'm going to go ahead and do this off camera because my location may pop up. I'll hit the turn on and we are good to go. Next up, it wants to transfer phone numbers. I'm not going to do this. I'm going to say set up later in settings, and we'll move forward with phone numbers on a later date. But if you do have a phone number, you can transfer your phone numbers like this. Next up is Apple Pay. You can set up Apple Pay. I'm going to set this up later. I'm not going to type in any of my private credit card information on camera. But if you do have Apple Pay, it's a great way to pay with contactless payments and stay secure. But I'll press the section that says set up later. You can press the continue button and enter your private details off camera. Next up is screen time. This is a great way to get a weekly report of insights about what apps you're using. So I'll go ahead and set up screen time. I'll press this blue continue button and we are good to go there. Next up, it asks about iPhone analytics. So this can help Apple by sending data to them about how you use your iPhone. And now you have the option to not share by pressing this blue text that says don't share, or you can press the blue text at the top that says share with Apple. I'll go ahead and share with Apple in the case of this video, and then same for app analytics. You can choose to share things with developers. So you can press this blue button that says share with app developers to share anytime their app crashes or anytime you use it, and it may send data to the app developer to tell them how you're using their application. So I'll go ahead and press share with app developers. Next up is one of my favorite modes. You can turn on dark mode and it makes everything dark. You can have auto where it uses dark mode and light mode at the same time depending on what time of day it is, or you can keep it on light all the time. For me, I'm in dark mode 24/7, so I'm going to press dark mode and then press this blue continue button and move on with everything just like that. So we can go ahead and press the continue. It's processing, it's saving all of our settings, and we'll see what's next in the setup process. Next up is Siri. Siri helps you find information just by saying Siri and then your request. You can also press and hold the home button right here. On the newer phones, it's over here, but on this iPhone SE, you have to press the home button right here. So a little bit different, but you can go ahead and press continue to set up Siri. You can select a voice.
The colors of the sky fade with the setting sun.
The colors of the sky fade with the setting sun.
The colors of the sky fade with the setting sun.
The colors of the sky fade with the setting sun.
The colors of the sky fade with the setting sun as the stars begin to shine through the clear night.
They've got 5 voice options, really cool. You can select whichever voice you like the best and then press this blue continue button to move forward with setting up Siri on your iPhone SE. So we'll press it, and now it wants us to say, Siri, how's the weather? Hey Siri, send a message. Siri, set a timer for 3 minutes. Hey Siri, get directions home. Siri, play some music. And just like that, Siri is ready. So you can talk to it, and now it understands and knows your voice. And the iPhone will listen to the commands Siri or Hey Siri at the beginning of requests to start listening. You can press this blue continue button to move forward, and now it wants to know if it can improve Siri in dictation by sharing audio recordings. Anytime the Siri globe is glowing, then it can send that data to Apple and their team to review those recordings to make sure Siri did what you said. If you don't want to share those recordings, you can press not now, the little text at the bottom. If you do want to share them, you can press the blue button above that. And then we're all good to go. It says welcome to iPhone. We can press this blue get started button, and then it presents with our home screen. Now notice that we do not have cellular set up. We can set up an eSIM if we want to, or we can use our SIM eject tool to eject out the tool right here and put in a SIM card. So I'm going to go ahead and say not now. Now it's asking about location. So if you have something like Apple Find My and you're sharing your location within Messages or Find My, it wants to know that it can use this phone. So if this is going to be your default phone, I would say use. If it's not going to be your default phone, say not now. I'll go ahead and hit use, and then next up it wants to know if we want to set up cellular. I'm going to say not now. In this video, we're not going to set up cellular, but if you have a SIM card, you can go ahead and use the SIM card tool to insert it into this hole right here, eject the SIM card tray, insert your SIM card, and you'll be good to go. If you have an eSIM, you can go into settings, and then you can scroll over and go down to cellular, and then you can say set up cellular, and your eSIM can be set up digitally just like this. So cool technology that we have right here. So I'll go ahead and press the home button. So let's dive in to this iPhone. You just got your iPhone and you may be wondering what are some things to do. The first thing I would highly recommend that you do is to go into your settings and then go over to general and then check for updates under software update. Typically, iPhones do not come with the latest version of software. They have a pre-made version shipped at the factory line, and then over time a new version comes out. So your iPhone typically is running, even if you bought a new, an older version of software than what's out available now. And you can check that version of software I'm going to press this home button. It takes us back to our home screen. When you tap on settings and you go to general and then you go over to about, you can see that we are on iOS version 18.2.1. But if we hit the back button from about and hit the back button and go back to general and then we're on software update, you can see the latest version of software that's out right now is 18.3. So it's highly recommended that you're always on the latest version of technology. That way you have the best security enhancements and bug fixes and features. So I would highly recommend, as soon as you get your brand new iPhone SE, head over to the software update section. You hit settings, you hit general, you hit software update, and then you go ahead and give your iPhone the latest software update. That way you can get all the features and stay secure on your device. So let me give you a little tour of how this iPhone works. So I've been using it a little bit, but you just, you touch and you can open up an app. So if we want to open the App Store, we just tap the App Store and it opens up the App Store just like that. And then we can press this blue continue button to move forward. And then it wants to know if we want to turn on personalized ads, which will give us things that are relevant within Apple News and the App Store. It's nice to have personalized ads, in my opinion, because you get ads that are relevant to you versus ads that are not relevant to you. But you can make your decision on that. And now we're in the App Store. If we want to go back to the home screen, we press this home button right here on the bottom. So you just press that button once and it goes back to the home screen just like that. We can swipe down from the top and we get access to things like our lock screen and our notifications. So we can just swipe down. It wants us to finish setting up iPhone. I'm going to say not now. You swipe down and we don't have any notifications, so it says no older notifications and it shows our lock screen. If we want to access Control Center, you swipe up. And you swipe up and you get access to Control Center just like that. So that's kind of the overview of how you use an iPhone SE. You swipe, you open up an app, you press the home to go back, you swipe down to see your notifications, you swipe up from the bottom to see your Control Center. And just like that, you know how to use your brand new iPhone SE. So the iPhone SE is super powerful. It's got a lovely processor in it designed by Apple that allows you to play awesome games, browse the internet, download apps, and the best part about the iPhone SE is that it still has a home button. Every other iPhone does not have a home button anymore. And if we lock our phone and we tap on the home button, if I do it with my index finger, the phone will not unlock because it's currently locked. But if you remember, during the setup process, we set up Touch ID. So if I unlock it with my thumb, the phone will immediately unlock just like that because my thumb was registered under the Touch ID. My fingerprint was captured, and then I was able to unlock it. It recognized my thumb. Watch when I put my thumb down, it immediately unlocks just like that. But if I put down another finger that was not added, it will not unlock. It will ask me to type in my passcode. So really cool that we can put our thumb down and it immediately unlocks. So you may be wondering, what if you want to add an additional finger to the Touch ID? Well, we can head over to settings and we can scroll down and we can select Touch ID and passcode just like that. And now it wants us to type in our passcode. So we'll type in our passcode just like that. And then it'll allow us to come over here and add additional fingerprints. So under fingerprints, we've got finger 1, which is my thumb. Now I can add an additional fingerprint and put my index finger on. So now, no matter which finger I use, if I use my index finger or my thumb, I'll be good to go. So you can add up to 5 fingerprints inside of Touch ID. You can adjust your grip. We'll press this blue continue button and we'll go ahead and continue to add the edges of our fingerprint just like that, and then we'll press this blue continue button just like that. So now I have finger 1 and finger 2 right here within my Touch ID section of this brand new iPhone. So now if I was to lock it and I put my index finger on it, it immediately unlocks. Before, when I was trying to unlock it, say I tried this other index finger, that one's not registered, it does not unlock. So I can put down the proper one, you can see it types in the passcode, and we are good to go just like that. So one of my favorite features of the iPhone SE, we have Touch ID, your fingerprint reader, where you can put down your thumb, your index finger, or you know, any finger that you add into the settings, and it will immediately unlock. One of the best pieces of technology that Apple has ever created. Really cool. So now let's take a look at exploring how we modify apps on our iPhone. Say we want to redesign our home screen. All we have to do is just hold down on an app, and just like that, within a few seconds of holding down on an app, all of the applications jiggle and you can move them around. So if we want to swap wallet and settings, we can move wallet to a different page, or we can move it to the corner here. We can move settings over here. So you can move all types of images or icons in this case all around on this iPhone. You can even remove an icon or an app from your home screen. So say we do not want to see something like the tips anymore. We can press that minus button at the top and it says remove tips. So now you can either remove it from the home screen, which is still will be accessible through Spotlight search, which I'll show you in a second, or the app library, or you can delete the app permanently if you press the red delete app. I'm just going to remove it from the home screen, and now it's gone from the home screen and we've personalized our home screen. We can also press this edit button in the top right of the home screen, and we can add something like a widget. We can customize the page or edit the pages. Now you see that it just disappeared. So after a few seconds it will time out, and you will need to hold down on an application again for a few seconds and it will start to jiggle again. We'll go ahead and press that edit button at the top, and let's add a widget. So I can come over here, I can add the clock widget. We tap on that and we just press add widget, and now the clock widget is in the top left. I press the home button and it solidified itself onto the home screen in the top left, just like that. So now I've added some customization to my home screen right here on the brand new iPhone SE. We've gone ahead, we've removed an app from the screen itself, we've moved around the apps, and we added widgets. So you can go ahead and hold down on any app, you can press edit home screen, and then you can go back up to the edit button in the top right, and then you can go over to add widget, and you can browse through the dozens of widgets that are already built into the iPhone. And the best part is that app developers have access to making widgets too. They can come over, and once you download their app, their widgets will automatically show up on this section of the screen, and then you can add in widgets that are made by developers that customize your home screen just like this. Now you can see if we swipe over, we've got one screen, two screens, here's a third screen. We can have a lot of screens. We can drag pages over, and now we've got 3 screens. And then if you swipe all the way to the right, you get what's called the app library. Now this is where you can find that Pages app that we removed from the home screen. You can go over here, it's going to ask us about the typing on the keyboard. We can speed up our thoughts, we can press this blue continue, and this is saying that we can swipe. So if I just hold down my thumb and then drag it along as I make the word pages, just like this, it'll type pages. So you just draw a line to the characters. We can tap on pages and immediately open up pages just like that. Now another way you can access pages is just by typing in pages normally like that. So swiping allows you to swipe the letters in the word in order. And that sometimes it gets it incorrect, you have to press the back button, but if we swipe pages, then it types up pages right there. So if we want to drag pages back onto our home screen, we hold and drag it right back onto the home screen and it's there. But previously we pressed this minus button, we removed it from the home screen and it was no longer there. Another way you can access pages is by swiping down, and you can see here, this is what's called Spotlight search. You can search for any app or anything on your phone. We can type in pages, and you can see that pages appears at the top right there. You can search for any app in Spotlight. It's a really clever way to find anything. And you access Spotlight again by swiping down on your home screen. You just find an empty area and you swipe down on it, and then Spotlight pops up with Siri suggestions. So we can even find apps like Safari. So you may be wondering, what's Safari? Safari is the way you access the internet browser on your iPhone. So we can come over here, we can head over to apple.com, and we can type in any address at the very bottom right here. We can go over and type in google.com. And we're presented with google.com just like that. So I can press the home button and it takes us back to the home page just like that. So there's tons of cool, various different ways to use your iPhone. I love using Spotlight. If I have 100 apps installed, I don't have all of them on my home screens. I just keep them in my app library, and then when I need them, I swipe down and I search for that name of the app that I need. We can check out another app. Let's see, the camera app is right there. We can go ahead and tap on the camera app. We can say set up later there, and then we can start taking photos. We can take one of our settings here. So camera app, really cool application to check out. So there's various different applications right here on the iPhone SE. Next up, I want to talk about the control center. So all you have to do to access the control center is to swipe up from the bottom of the phone. And now the control center is also completely customizable. They've got 3 screens for us. The first screen right here is kind of like a quick access to all your settings. The second screen is your music controls. And the third screen is kind of like all of your cellular and your different internet and connectivity controls. So you can have as many screens as you want on your control center. All you have to do is just press this plus button at the very top, and it turns everything into an editable module here. And then you press this button at the very bottom that says add a control. You press that one time, and you can add as many controls as you want to. So we can add a scene from HomeKit, and then we can choose an accessory that's right here. We can probably go over here, and now we've got a scene from HomeKit. HomeKit is Apple's smart home technology, so now I can access that scene right from my home screen or my control center on the home screen. I can move it around, I can make it small, I can make it a little bit bigger, or I can make it really big, just like that. So really cool options that we've got right here for our control center. I can go ahead and hit the home button and it locks it into place. Now you may be wondering, what are all these other icons right around us? So at the top here we have airplane mode. Anytime you get on the airplane, you'll want to turn on that mode. This next icon, if we tap onto it, is AirDrop. AirDrop is set for contacts only, but if you're around someone and you want to AirDrop and you don't have their contact, you can move it to everyone. And this will allow you to wirelessly transfer files between a Mac or another iPhone just by using AirDrop. You don't have to transfer private information like phone numbers or email addresses. So really cool. You've got Bluetooth, you've got Wi-Fi, you've got cellular, you've got personal hotspot and VPN and airplane mode. So those are all your connectivity options right here on the top. This second option up here is your music controls. So you can play your music, you can see your album artwork, you can go back, you can go forward, you can change the volume. And another important part of using an iPhone is using this section to be able to control your speakers. So your speakers, if you have Bluetooth connected headphones, are going to be right here under what's called iPhone. You'll tap that once, and it's going to show your Bluetooth headphones underneath iPhone. You can see I'm connected on Wi-Fi. It shows my speakers that are already in the house and my connected devices if I wanted to transfer my music to them. So that's how you access and control your Bluetooth settings. You'll want to swipe up from Control Center. You'll want to tap onto your music controls. You want to tap on where it says iPhone, and then you'll select your other headphones for your Bluetooth. So we'll dive into Bluetooth settings next after we review all of these apps right here on our control setting, or all these controls, I should say. This control is, I'm going to press this once, the home button, it locks it. This control will lock your orientation for your screen. When this is on, portrait will only be the orientation that you're in. If you want to do landscape, you'll need to have this unlocked. Next up, we've got screen mirroring. If you want to transfer the contents of your screen to another device, you can do that. You've got the brightness of this display. You can see how it gets bright and unbright just like that. You can change the volume up and down. You've got do not disturb. Now, this is one of my favorite features. If you do not want text messages and notifications bothering you, you can turn on Do Not Disturb. You can have a sleep mode to prevent notifications from waking you up. And then with Apple Intelligence, they introduced the Reduced Interruptions mode, which will block out, using AI smarts, some notifications and allow some to pass through. And then you've got personal modes, like if you're at home or if you're at work, depending on which modes you can come in. Now, the best part about all these modes is you can customize them. So say you want to come into your work settings here. You can go into the settings and modify them. They've got these 3 dots next to Do Not Disturb, Sleep, and Reduce Interruptions. So we can head over to those settings and it will take us to those settings and modify them. I'll dive into that shortly after we review all of these features in the control center. So we've got Do Not Disturb. I'm going to go ahead and turn off Do Not Disturb. We've got a flashlight. You tap that once and your flashlight comes on. You tap it one more time and it turns it off. You've got timers. You can hold this down and set a timer for however long you want to. You've got a calculator, the camera, a QR code reader, the Apple remote, and this is the widget we just added that allowed us to turn on our smart home in the other room. So now let's dive into our settings. I'm going to press the home button once. I'm going to press it one more time to return to the main screen on our phone. And here we have settings. So I'm going to go back to the main screen here in our settings. And if we scroll down, if you were to add a pair of Bluetooth devices, you would head over to the Bluetooth section right here. Now, the best part about Apple devices is if you have AirPods or chips with Apple chips that are made in these headphones, it's already copied the Bluetooth profiles to your current new phone. But if you have an older set of headphones that don't have the Apple chip in it or a different manufacturer, then you're going to need to re-enter pairing mode on that device and reconnect them to this new device. And then they'll automatically pop up right here. So you've got access right here to Bluetooth controls just like that, which is really cool. If we scroll up, we've got cellular controls. We can take a look at our battery. This is really good to gauge our battery health. We can tap on it. We can see we have maximum capacity around 100%. And if we've got optimized battery charging on, which allows it to not go over 80% charging at times if we keep it plugged up to the charger. So you can maintain your battery health by selecting the battery field right there. Next up, they've got general accessibility, camera, control center, display and brightness, home and screen app library, search, Siri, standby, wallpaper. And then in the next section, they've got notifications, sound and haptics, focus, and screen time. Let's dive into focus since we were just on that. So when you tap on the focus in the settings, you can modify who can message you and who cannot message you. So if I go into my work mode, let's say it allows us to customize this focus when you're working on a project or your to-do list. Get things done by silencing notifications or custom apps or customizing your screens and apps. So you press this customize focus button just like this. And now I can come over here and I can select people and allow certain people to message me. So we can come over here and say Stephen Curry is allowed to message me. And just like that, we'll hit next. And then we'll say choose to allow phone calls from favorites. And then we'll press done just like that. So now while I'm working, only Stephen Curry can message me. I can select which apps can notify me. So I can go over to add apps and say only FaceTime calls can come through. And just like that. Now when I scroll up from the bottom of the screen and I hold down on this focus mode and then I go to work, these rules apply. I can press the home button to go back. So this is what the work focus says. It only allows notifications from SC and it only allows notifications from FaceTime. Every other notification will be silenced and it won't distract you while you're working. So theoretically, while when you edit the contents of this, you'll want to select things that keep you productive based off the mode. So if Steph is not going to be messaging you to help you work, you probably don't want him on this screen. But if he is going to help you work, which I think he will because he's one of the best workers in the NBA, but you want to make sure that you add people to the correct mode. You know, you may want to add family to the personal mode. You can hit customize section right here, and we can come over and add people and say maybe someone like Black Panther can go ahead and message us on our family line, and then we can go ahead and select which apps we want, and then we can say we can get notifications from messages while we're in family. So that time Black Panther can message us at any time and we're good to go. So you've got multiple options right here within the different modes. There's very customizable, and you can even add your own modes with this plus button at the very top. You just press it one time and you can have a mode for fitness, gaming, mindfulness, reading, whichever one, or you can make a custom one dedicated to whatever activity you'll be doing while you work on that. So really cool technology that they've got here. So many different modes for the focus section, and I highly recommend it. Next up is screen time. We can click on screen time and then go to app and website activity, and then press this blue turn on app and website activity button, and then we'll start tracking our activity and which apps we're using. So I highly recommend that, because then you can click see all apps and website activity, and it will show you an average of all the apps that you use across your phone for this week and also for that day if we switch it over to that day. So you can see so far we've used settings the most because that's what we're in. So really cool technology that they've got baked right in here to screen time that allows us to check this out. So we've taken a look at a lot of the features that are baked right here in the settings, from focus to screen time to touch ID and passcode. They even have an emergency SOS button, which allows you to press and hold the side button until either volume button to make an emergency call. So you'll need, of course, a SIM card in there for that to work, and you can set up emergency contacts in health for more information. So really cool that they've enabled some cool features that are baked right into the settings on this iPhone SE. Let's take a look at the lock screen on our iPhone SE. I'm going to go ahead and unlock the device, that way we can modify it, but you can access it by scrolling down from the top and getting access to your lock screen and notification center. Now, you can see right now it's in the work mode, and we can disable that by pressing the home button, swiping up from the bottom, and then tapping on the icon for work mode. And that turns off that setting there. And we can press the home button one more time and then lock it, and then tap our phone and get back by scrolling down from the bottom. So the lock screen can offer a ton of options here. You can swipe over to access the camera, and then you can take photos, or you can press the home screen to get back. You can also hold down on it and customize it. There's a set of options here. Say you want to change your wallpaper background. You can swipe over. You can add various different lock screens. You can have 4 or 5 wallpapers and change them based off which ones you like. So we can swipe over, we can press this blue plus button, and then it pops up with featured wallpapers for us: weather and astronomy, kaleidoscope, emoji, unity, pride, iOS 18, collections. Let's hit collections and bring it back to a classic, the original iPhone wallpaper. We'll just press that blue wallpaper button at the top and set this as a pair and tap it one time. And now that's our new wallpaper. And now when we unlock our device, it's on the lock screen and the home screen, just like that. So you can have as many of these wallpapers as you want to. You just unlock your device, swipe down, you hold down onto the lock screen itself. We can revert it back over to the original one and tap on that. And now when we lock our screens, our original one's there. If we want to move it back over to the fish that we just created, we unlock our device and then we hold down and swipe back over to the fish. And now when we lock it, it's there. So we've got multiple options right here on our device here. We can swipe down, hold down, press the plus button. We can come over here. We can add a Unity bloom. You can even add widgets right here. It says a widget section. You press that widget section. We can add in something like the weather, the clock alarm, or let's see, we've got some stocks. We can add in the stocks just like that. And then we press X. Now we've got some widgets right here at the top. We can tap and customize the style of how this looks, which is really cool. So we can make this larger just by using the little sliding dial there. We can change the font. I like this rounded font a lot. We can even change the color of it just like that. So we tap it one time and we are good to go there. So you just tap it and you can modify what's there. So we've got options like calendar, weather, we've got our activity rings. So if you have various different apps that also support widgets, developers can add in their own option right here that they have. So for me, I think I would move it to the activity rings. That way I can see that at all times. So we've just made a custom home screen with a custom lock screen with widgets. So the stock market, the calendar, we got which widget is this? We've got the alarm widget and the weather widget. And then we've got our time with the custom font, and then the date with the custom widget showing our activity rings. And we just press this blue add button at the very top, and it wants us to set that as a custom pair. But say we only want this to be the lock screen, and we want to customize the home screen separately. Then we can press this blue text at the bottom that says customize home screen. And now this will allow us to make a completely separate home screen in addition to the lock screen. So I can move this over to a color. Say we want to have an all black screen there. I can move it all the way over to black. Maybe we can make it a gradient. We can tap on the gradient. And let's see, let's do 2. And then we can go ahead and press the done at the top. So now when I tap on Unity Bloom, for the lock screen, we've got our custom widgets, we've got the custom font, and we've got the custom activity section at the top. And then when I unlock, there's a custom gradient black background for the home screen because we customized the home screen in addition. Now by default, it has you pair them together like we did in the first 2 examples of where to lock the home screen, tap onto it, scroll from the top, and then hold down and then move back over to something like the fish wallpaper. When we unlock, the fish wallpaper's on the background too. But since we customized the home screen and this third wallpaper that we created, it allows us to have 2 different sections, one for the home screen and one for the lock screen. So you've got plenty of customization options built right into iOS when you get your brand new iPhone that you can come take a look at. And it's really fun. You can come over here and take a look at. All you have to do is just dive into the settings. So if you're locked, you can hold down on your lock screen and you'll need to unlock to edit, and then you can modify all of your settings just like this. Anytime you want to customize something, you can customize it. Say we want to customize the home screen and do a color here, and then we'll hit done. Now when we unlock this, we'll see a yellow color instead. So you got tons of options to customize the home screen, and it's a really fun feature to come check out on your brand new iPhone. So I'm gonna go ahead and lock the screen, and then I'm gonna move it back over to hold down, unlock, and then I'm gonna slide over to the black Unity, the black Bloom, and then we'll unlock to this and keep this as our default wallpaper. So now we're unlocked. Another cool feature I'm going to show you in the control center is called low power mode. I'm going to swipe up, and then we're going to press the add button here, and then it's going to allow us to add a control at the very bottom. And then I'm going to search for low power mode. It's under utilities, and we tap that. Now low power mode, it just added it, it's right there. I'll press the home button to lock it in. We are good to go now. Low power mode is really handy in the case that you have low battery and you're going to be out and you want to conserve some of your battery. You can always take a look at how your battery is doing right here. You can also manually add low power mode right here, low power mode, by going to settings and then tapping battery and then tapping low power mode. Low power mode, mail fetch, background app refresh, automatic downloads, and some visual effects are reduced or disabled in low power mode. So it reduces some of those additional features and it tends to save you battery. We'll go ahead and press continue. And now your battery will turn yellow in the top. So this is a really handy feature. You can press the home button, but I love to use control center where you swipe up and you can see low power mode is on. Now I love to use control center to easily turn it off and on, and you can see low power mode is off and our battery is not yellow. I can swipe up from the bottom, turn it on with a quick tap, low power mode is on, and our battery is yellow. And just like that, you've got access to one of the best features of iOS, because sometimes you're running out late and you forgot to charge your phone and you don't want it to die. You turn on low power mode and it lasts a bit longer than what it would last if you did not have a low power mode. So a really handy feature that Apple has developed for us. Next up, I'm going to show you how to download an app. Now, in order to download an app, you head over to the App Store, and you will need an Apple account in order to download an app. It's asking us if we want to stay up to date with notifications. So this is handy if we have billing information or pre-orders or more. I'll highly recommend pressing the blue continue button for this and then hitting allow App Store to send you notifications. And then we can scroll down and then say we want to download YouTube. We can just tap on YouTube, and since I've previously downloaded YouTube on another device using this Apple ID, I just press this cloud icon that's at the very top here. I press that once and it immediately starts to download. If I can tap it, there we go. Yeah, tap it perfectly. So you tap the cloud icon and it downloads. If you download an app that you have not previously downloaded, say like YouTube Music, and we press get, it's gonna ask you to authorize this with your password. So I'll need to type in my password off camera, that way it can stay secure, and then I'll sign in. And after you authorize with your password, it'll start to ask you to use Touch ID to install. You hover over your thumb and it downloads that app just like that. So we just downloaded two apps. We downloaded YouTube and we downloaded YouTube Music. You can see how long it takes to download. 1 minute, less than 50 seconds to download. So you may be wondering, how do you get access to these apps on the device? So I'm going to press the home button right here, and you can see it's right here on the home screen, YouTube Music, and I can scroll down to the other section here and see that YouTube is installing and almost finished. And then when they are installed, you'll be able to open them up, and you'll know that because there'll be icons instead of loading screens. So you'll see the full icon, YouTube, just like that. And now you can open it up and start using the YouTube app. So really cool software. It's really simple to download an app. We downloaded YouTube and YouTube Music very easily on this phone. Got over 100 million songs and counting just like that on YouTube. So really cool that we're able to access that onto our iPhone SE. And if you're not subscribed to our newsletter, go to appfind.ai to subscribe to our newsletter, where you can get the latest complete beginner guides every week in your inbox. You'll get tutorials straight from, including these videos that we make on future technology guides, and written tutorials on how to access these consumer electronic products and apps, and it's really neat. So go to appfind.ai to sign up today, and you can use the AppFind Complete Beginner's Guide strategies in your email inbox to get the latest technology, apps, software, and AI tools and products. This has been a complete beginner's guide of the iPhone SE. If you enjoyed this video, let us know what your favorite iPhone SE feature is in the comments below, and if you're not subscribed, be sure to smash that subscribe button and give this video a like, so you can stay up to date with our latest technology videos. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.